Hi, I just made a video about how to get better sleep, and it got me to thinking that some people need help on how to get up in the morning, and I'm one of those people. My name is Dr. Amber Lyda, and I'm a licensed psychologist in the state of Florida. So in this video, we're just going to talk kind of off the cuff about tips to get up better in the morning. I am not a morning person, so I have had to work hard to cultivate not just being a horrible monster in the morning. You may have noticed that you're like a really nice person, but in the morning, you're not yourself. You're some demon version of yourself. So I hope that this video helps you to have better mornings. These are some of the tricks that I've personally used that have helped me to have better mornings. So in the last video, we talked about how mimicking the conditions of our natural environment can help us to fall asleep. So dimming lights, matching cooler temperatures, because it's always cooler at night than it is during the day, and so cooler temperatures at night help you fall asleep, etc. So we can do that in reverse for waking up. You may have noticed that it is particularly hard to get out of bed when it's cold. So one of the ways you can work around that, and that I have worked around that, is to manage my air conditioner. So most of us have programmable air conditioners now, so I have it set so that the temperature gets significantly cooler before I'm getting ready to go to bed. And then an hour or so before I need to wake up, I have it set to get much, much warmer. In fact, I had to back it up. I had it set for half an hour before. I had to back that up. So you kind of have to experiment. But I want to get out of bed almost because I'm hot. So that helps me feel like, ugh, I want to get up now. I'm hot. I also find that I have to get up several times a night to, visit the restroom. If that's you, you may find a little trick that I use, and it's kind of weird. So I'll just share it anyway because I want to be helpful. I often will look at the clock when it's time to, get up and visit the restroom. And if it's a couple of hours or an hour before I actually need to get up, I'll skip the visit because I know that's going to be easier for me to get up if, I really have to get up, if you know what I'm saying. I also find that because I'm just not as happy in the morning, anything that I can do to make me more excited about getting up in the morning is helpful. So part of my nighttime routine, which also helps me to sleep better, is I do one or two things that's going to help me in the next day. So for example, if I know that I need to get laundry done the next day, I'll go ahead and set my little piles out in the hallway of the laundry that I need to get done in the morning so that when I wake up, I'm like, oh, I've already started that task. Like, I'm already ahead. I do the same thing with clothes. I always lay out my clothes the night before because in the morning it's going to take me 4 times as long to pick something out and it's not going to be as cute. If it's nighttime, I'm still kind of awake and it's early in my nighttime routine and I can pick some things out and it takes me 30 seconds because I don't really care that much. I also think that doing a little to-do list is helpful. So what I find during the day, once I get rolling with my day and I'm kind of in work mode, I can get kind of in the weeds with the tasks. So my brain starts going through like, what's the next thing I need to get done? But at night, at the end of the day, I'm not in the weeds and I can kind of pull up to the 10,000-foot view and think, what are the priorities that I need to make sure that I'm attending to? That's a different kind of work style, and I find that I'm much more productive the next day when I've thought it through the day before. Like, what are really the main initiatives for tomorrow? If I let that go for the morning, my brain is still super sleepy and I can't think of those things. So instead I end up like checking my email, making sure I've caught up on like social media, networking stuff, and then I'm done on bunny trail. So those are tasks that need to be done, but they can easily lead us to doing micro tasks instead of attending to the most important tasks. Other morning things, so setting the coffee to brew so that when you wake up, it's to the sound of yummy coffee already made. I also, and I'm just super caffeine sensitive, so I have a half a cup of coffee in the morning, and then that allows me to have the other half after lunch when you have that kind of natural dip in your energy. Other morning stuff. I am much happier when I make up the bed in the morning. I think for 2 reasons, and I've seen lots of people talk about this, and 10 years ago I would have been like, you've got to be kidding me, I'm not making the bed in the morning. But I actually started doing it probably in the last few years, and it's been really helpful. So first of all, it's easy, And it's a task that you do, and you can look at the room. I have a king-size bed, so when I look at the room, most of it's clean if I've made the bed in the morning, which automatically puts you in a better mood than walking in and it's like a big mess. I think the other thing, and probably the more important thing that happens, is you are moving physically. So that naturally starts to get the blood flowing and to get you moving more and wakes you up. So I definitely find for me that if I do one activity in the morning and it's an easy one, it becomes easier to do more activities. And I find myself, I have like my hair sticking up like crazy over here. Okay. I find it easier to move into the next activity and the next one and the next one. So I think making your bed is a really nice way to get yourself moving in the morning. I know some people talk about meditating in the morning, and if that's you and you can do that, that's awesome. But I know for me, if I were to try to meditate in the morning, I would be back to sleep. That wouldn't work for me. So you do have to find what works for you. And some people do find that meditating kind of helps them clear their mind and get that 10,000-foot view. My morning brain is never going to do the 10,000-foot view early in the morning. Here's a trick, and this is a more difficult one to put into place, but it's super important. So getting up at the same time every day is an important conditioning ritual to have your body wake up at the same time every day naturally, and for it not to feel so miserable when you do wake up. I know that you want to sleep in on the weekends, and sorry, maybe 10 minutes? But sleeping in and changing your routine messes with your ability to fall asleep easily at night, and it makes getting up in the morning much harder come Monday. So I know that one's hard. I don't like that one either. But what I do find is as I get older and I keep my routine really stable, I end up waking up naturally. So I typically wake up around 6:20, 6:30 just on my own. And that's pretty nice because on the weekends it still feels like I'm sleeping in because an alarm isn't going off, and there's nobody telling me that I have to get up. So there's something in that that makes my brain, I guess maybe I'm a little bit anti. Hi, Taco. Hi, Taco. This is Taco. We're not going to play with this right now. There you go, buddy. Another thing that helps in the morning are the dogs. So part of my morning routine will be to get up, go to the bathroom, open up the bedroom door, and let the dogs come in. Getting lots of love and kisses in the morning and happy floppy tails helps me to also feel happier in the morning. So those are some tips and tricks about mornings. Trying to think if there's anything else that's really important. I think probably the most important things are to make sure that you have a wake-up time that's consistent and that you're getting up at the same time every time because your brain will naturally wake up, getting it to be warmer in the house during your wake-up time, and doing something that involves movement really like quickly after you wake up. The snooze button. Let's talk about the snooze button for a minute. I love the snooze button because it makes me feel like I don't have to get up right now. I get to hit the button and nobody's telling me what to do. So yeah, don't hit it more than 1 or 2 times, and it also annoys like the person who's sleeping in the bed with you. So try to minimize that. There is an app that does a pretty cool thing with making nature sounds like 30 minutes before you're supposed to wake up, so you wake up a little bit more naturally. And the kind of theory behind it is we don't really know exactly how many hours we're supposed to get, most of us. And so if they make the sounds very, very soft, and if you happen to wake up when they start making the sounds, it's because you were already in that phase of sleep where you were close to waking up. And so go ahead and get up. It'll be easier. So I actually found exactly the right number of hours for my sleep using this system. I'll try to link it below. So I have it set now so that I know if I get 7 hours of sleep, I'm perfectly ready to go. If I get 8 hours, I tend to be more tired. And if I get less, then I'm going to be really, really cranky. So you need to know what your sleep number is and get the right amount of sleep. Here's a trick that will help you to know. If you tend to have anxiety dreams in the morning before you wake up or nightmares, that is usually a cue that you're sleeping a little bit too long. So set your alarm for half an hour earlier and see what that does and if that helps any. I hope those tips helped. I hope you enjoyed meeting Taco. He's a cutie patootie, and he's always really happy in the morning, I think mostly because he knows he's going to have food. And that's what he's about. Speaking of food, having good food in the house gets me out of bed. So if I know I've got something yummy to eat in the morning and I'm pretty food motivated, then I know I'm going to get up and be happier. If I know there's nothing good to eat in the house, then I'm less likely to be excited about getting up. So if food is a motivator for you, use the food to, it's sort of like buying a new outfit and it makes you go to the gym, like buying a workout outfit and you're more likely to go to the gym. For me, that's food in the morning. If I know I have good food in the house, I'm more likely to get up. I hope that was helpful and I hope that you're all having a great day and I hope that you have a great morning.